Welcome to night 4 softball action coming to you from West Beach, South Australia, here on beautiful Ghana land. And tonight we have the final game of the minor round between South Australia and ACT. Tonight joining me on the mic, we've got Mr. Terrific Lee Hull. No, he's cold.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Anthony. Sorry, you threw me then.
Yeah, sorry. And we've also got a very special guest, a first-time commentator on the microphone tonight. She's a 2-time Kathleen Coral medalist, 4-time premiership player, and over a decade of state open women's representation. My better half, Kylie Weatherstone.
Hello.
Welcome, Kylie. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Haven't seen you since you were age 15 and under 16s.
Yes, Lee, it's been a while.
And you can see there on the board, Kylie the Boss Weatherstone and Stormy. Yeah, so we're all got our nicknames. Well. Yeah, so welcome tonight, love. How Kylie? Sorry.
Why don't you talk to Kylie as well as me?
So, big game tonight, Lee. There's some there's plenty on the end of this. Okay, South Australia and the ACT. We've had an upset earlier today. Victoria have beaten New South. Changed the dynamics a little.
Okay, so what does that mean with this game?
So basically going in for what I understand now, ACT and ACT need to win this to be a chance to go through.
Right.
So if they don't, then obviously Victoria make it through. So there's probably going to be the Victorians are going to be barracking for them, sitting back in the hotel watching, cheering ACT.
Yeah, so in South Australia's case, nothing will change. They'll be in the top 2.
So yeah, so they're up the top at the moment. So the loss for New South Wales today, they do play Western Australia on Diamond 2 tonight.
Right.
And so we'll keep you updated with that game throughout the evening. But obviously the loss to Victoria, I think, has taken the game away. So no chance of the eliminator tomorrow for the top 2 teams that we saw play earlier today. And a pretty dominant performance by Queensland League.
It certainly was, and I think it was unexpected. We understand how good a side hitting-wise, especially Queensland are, but they have 2 excellent pitchers they can throw at you, and I'm sure they will sometime tomorrow.
Well, they backed it up straight afterwards with a 12-0 win over Western Australia fairly quickly. So Western Australia, Queensland are back at the accommodation resting up. We've had some last-minute changes here. Obviously, throughout the evening, we'll be live on Facebook, so we'll try and give you a shout-out. Baseball playing next to us, the Giants and the Perth Heat, so there's plenty happening down here at West Beach today. So
it's a good atmosphere, isn't it?
It is.
Having everything around going on.
I know. It's you can even smell popcorn from the baseball across the thing. So, all right, here we go. So, leading off for South Australia this evening, it is left fielder Hayley Benithan, and leading off the pitching, Rachel McKinnon for ACT. Benithan wastes no time, likes the look of that, and straight after it.
Yeah, she's playing at left field in this particular game. We've seen her mainly at first or catching, haven't we?
Yeah, she's been playing a bit everywhere. I know back home in the US, oh sorry, not home, but back in the US in college ball, she's been doing a bit of outfield work as well. So low and inside, levels the count up at 1-1. What are you seeing early there, Kylie? Kylie obviously was an ex-pitcher back in her day.
There was always a bit of nerves at the start of a game, so hopefully we can get over them very early on and get some runners on to calm those nerves and really make a game of it tonight.
Yeah, nice. Benithan gets aggressively after that one, fouls it off, falls behind in the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Benithan goes bang down the right field line. I think it's going to go foul. Just missed.
Yeah, good piece of the ball though. Gives her hopefully a bit more confidence that this next pitch, it's her pitch to hit and get a safe hit.
Back in your day, Kylie, pitchers used to hit all the time.
Not.
Nowadays, you see them all over the lineup.
We're too precious then.
No comment, Lee?
No, too busy doing paperwork.
Well, good discipline there by Benython, the lead off for South Australia, as she sits off that one, levels the count up at 2-2.
I'll let you know, folks, the umpires for this game are for this batter.
Benython, hits the ball hard over to the shortstop, Heidi Bell, for the ACT, who does a good job of collecting the ball and making a play. We just see here on the Eastern replay. That's a great piece of fielding by the shortstop for ACT.
Yeah, she kept low, which was important there, and then first base having to come off the base to make the tag. So it was a good play by ACT.
Brings to the plate Maddie Scott, the second base for South Australia, having a very good tournament so far. Was the walk-off against Victoria the other night, so looking to get SA started. Big swing of the bat, low and away, and the ball fouls off down the third base line over the bench as the count 1-1.
I think it's 2 strikes, actually. Yeah,
Two strikes, there you go. Who would have thought? Now I've got Kylie correcting me already. Back of the hand change-up.
I'm sure that happens at home at times. I'm not eating this. Oh,
I'm
yes,
always
you
right.
are.
You did see the graphic before the game. That was the boss.
Yeah, that's there for a reason.
Yeah. Scott does a great job staying alive in the count. Such a balanced player now, has come back much matured as far as just her all-round game. She's just got weapons everywhere available to her. Looks the part. Working hard here against the ACT starter, McKinnon. Up. Caitlin McCready behind the dish this evening. One of the two McCready sisters. As we see the other McCready out there at centre field in the sun. And obviously, mum and dad standing either side of the diamond when they're coaching. Great job by Scott to stay alive. She's dragged the ball down to the pitcher. Quite a tall pitcher, Rachel McKinnon, and she's been able to use that height to her advantage as she climbs up and grabs that ball and brings it down. Just to see that on the Eastern replay.
The umpires for this game, on plate Jamie Harries, first base Darren Clark, and at third base it's Baby Blue, Damien McCauley.
At least one of them got a nickname. So brings to the plate number 3 and starting pitcher for this evening, Georgia Hood. Wastes no time as she drives that ball past shortstop as South Australia get an early base runner now in 2 out as returning from Pensacola State, Hills and Mount Gambier, as Hood comes off with the courtesy runner Zoe Thompson coming in.
Great to see her hitting the first pitch there. It was the right one to go for, and straight past shortstop there, and then yeah, good piece of the ball by Georgia.
Brings to the plate the recently signed superstar Taylor Chillingworth on her way to San Jose next season. Hitting some long balls in this tournament, playing shortstop. Batting in the cleanup spot here. The speedy Thompson on first, 2 out for the ACT, top of the first. Good pitch by McKinnon in.
Just got caught close to her body there. Just needs to try and get out in front a bit more, which I'm sure she'll be trying to do this at this pitch.
1-1 is the count. Up. Chillingworth tall. Tall does a good job of staying off of that.
You have to be thinking about a steal here. What do you think, Lee?
Could be.
With Taylor, oh, nice shot.
Hit and run.
Go.
McCready, ball's
Good
fallen in
stop,
front of her.
though.
She's lost it in the sun. Coach Lucas nearly sends the speedy Zoe Thompson home, but McCready recovers the ball quickly enough, comes up as Chillingworth, ball falls in just in front of centre field. Just lost it in the sun a bit on the Eastern replay.
It was impressive from Sam McCready then. That ball could quite easily have gone past her, but she got her body behind it. did the best she could. Wasn't catchable.
And just making a change just there. All right, here we go. So 2 out, runners at 1 and 3. Chillingwood at first, Thompson at 3. Abby Jorgensen, the centre fielder, to the plate. No contest for Chillingworth as she runs through.
Yeah.
Both in scoring position now. ACT looking to ground out and get out of this innings without any damage in a big game.
And they were prepared to let Chile go through then.
Jorgensen gets her hands around, fouls that ball off.
You're looking for a good safe hit here, score these 2 runs, get ahead early in the game.
Jorgensen takes a pitch, takes a strike, going through the count, trying to find the right pitch here to bat these runners in.
Got a very good temperament, this girl, hasn't she, for a young player?
And Coach Lucas probably didn't want to see that, though. Rung up on the outside. Good pitching by the battery, McKinnon and McCready for the ACT. And South Australia, with runners in scoring position, leave them out there as we go into the bottom of the first. South Australia 0, ACT 0. Lee, you've called out the umpires. How about calling out our great scoring crew this evening?
I will.
Take the opportunity while we've got it.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, great man. There's another nickname for you.
Said nobody ever.
So the official scorers, I won't give them in any particular order. Mary Walkinshaw, isn't it? Walkinshaw? Yeah, that's what I thought. I've written Walkinson. So my apologies, Mary. I'll get better with age. Marcy Trzynski and Meredith Goodman. And if you don't get the right score amongst those 3, well, then you're just guessing.
It's a full crew here tonight. All 6 of us here for this big game tonight between second place South Australia and the ACT, fighting for a position.
I'll go around the red team if you like. It's Georgia Hood to Neve Adams. First base, Georgia Ballard. No, it's not Georgia Ballard, even though it was given to me as Georgia Ballard. It's Georgia Burr.
Yep.
Second base, Maddie Scott. Third, Charlize Callahan. In the hole at shortstop, Taylor Chillingworth. And the outfield from left to right via centre is Hayley Benithan, Abby Jorgensen, Georgia King, and Ruby Fidge is the DP.
So Georgia Hood, she's basically thrown most of the night games so far, so looking to continue her good tournament. I think I've seen her with a different catcher each time, Lee. I think
yes,
so. Tonight we see Neve Adams from the Sturt Falcons behind the plate. Normally plays third base, but one of those talented athletes that can play anywhere.
Certainly can. Got an arm, got a huge arm.
Leading off for the ACT is left fielder, number 48, Sophie Lawrence.
Georgia will be looking for a first strike here, get on top of the batter early. I think she'll be enjoying this win too. Makes her balls move a bit better.
Yep.
Early ball. Yeah, the other night she was working real hard to get the pitches that she wanted called. It wasn't all her way, but she muscled through it as she does. Super talent. Definitely picked up a yard since she's headed over to the States.
It's great to see her come back and represent South Australia.
Yep. Doing the double as well, so she'll be here representing the defending champs and the Gillies. Lawrence gets challenged up in the zone and she goes after it, fouling it off.
I think there's about 4 people doubling up, isn't there, Anne? I think.
So, wow, Lawrence leans back, puts the ball out to left field with a great single in front of Benithan, who does a good job of cutting the double opportunity down to a single. So good fielding, but great batting by Lawrence.
Very clean hit of the ball then, which was nice to see. But I think George will have the memory back for next time. Won't let her do that again.
Second. Oh, ball's bounced over. So I literally looked down to see the next player up, and as I look up, a bunt's been executed as Lee would like it.
And executed very well too, I might add.
So the second base, Michaela Facer, has laid down a great bunt. She's so quick that she's been able to get all the way up the line. Just missed it on the replay, sorry. But opportunity brings the dangerous Sam McCready, the centre fielder, to the plate. ACT, none out, runners at 1 and 2. Hood and Adams having to work super hard with Nolan, Payton, McCready to follow.
But you just need to see if they put another bunt down here with runner 1 and 2.
Just watching that one there. That's an old school Linda Martin trait.
It certainly is.
That we both learned at our time with the Cats. I can assure you of that. Linda Martin, the superstar, legend of South Australian softball. Doesn't matter who the hitter is. So as we talked about before, Richard McCready, the ACT coach on third, and Sally McCready, the two-time Olympian, one of the game's record legends of Australian softball, over coaching at first. Daughter of a gun, McCready at the plate, trying to advance some runners here. Runners at 1 and 2, count now 2-2.
Important pitch here.
Change of pace, goes into the hole. Chillingworth gets across, does a great job of breaking up the field. That's great fielding, and we just get another look at that soon on the Eastern replay.
Great thinking there by Taylor. Could see that there was no one at third. Took the opportunity to throw the ball to second to at least get an out. Now got runners on 1 and 3.
Yeah, she's mature beyond her years, the superstar Chillingworth. As we mentioned before, the power hitter Sarah Nolan, first base player for the ACT. Runners on the corners at first and third. 1 out. Neve Adams, a baseball pitcher-like arm behind the plate, so be interesting to see if McCready tests it out early. Shows bunt. Comes back. McCready in a delay. Drags her off. And well executed by the ACT offense. As she's able to draw the play as the runner, the speedy Michaela Facer, comes down the line and goes all the way and goes ahead and scores here on the Eastern replay. The throw just not back in time. Sophie Lawrence, my apologies, was the runner back. Yeah. A great delay steal as ACT pick up an early run, 1-0. Nolan chases the next one. We saw a bit of this last night, Kylie, with the ACT and SA. ACT jumped early, but then SA replied straight thereafter, and then it sort of, they just didn't really give them another chance after that. So ACT looking switched on here. Question gets asked if the player went.
Good pitch. Yeah, really good pitch. It was close.
Change of pace off the edge there. Fouls it off. Got an out there yet, Lee?
Sorry?
We've got an out yet?
Well, the out was made to second.
Second, sorry. I was just trying to find. Yep.
From Chile when she...
High in the zone.
The ball.
As the tall power hitter from the ACT, Nolan, picks a well-earned walk, bringing to the plate third base player, Brianna Payton.
important to now refocus and try and get this out.
Foul ball, so 1 out here for the ACT. Runners at 1 and 2. Peyton, the third base player, at the plate. ACT leading SA 1-0, bottom of the first. Good, throws a rocket inside. Peyton just tries to clear her hands but gets beaten for speed, gets jammed. Throws another great pitch there, Hood, as she picks up her first strikeout of the night.
2 down.
2 down.
Yeah, good pitching by Georgia there. Getting ahead early is really important. Gives her more flexibility to get the throw her stuff. This is a good out.
Throws a walk, then throws a strikeout. So coming to the plate, it's Caitlin McCready. She grounds out off the handle to third base. Charging in is the third base player, Charlie Callahan, for South Australia. She makes a great throw over to Georgia Burr at first as South Australia retire the ACT. Not for 4, they've scored a run. That's a great pickup.
Yep.
Great piece of fielding by Callahan, who we know obviously as a premiership hero for the Port Adelaide Magpies with their shot up the middle in the late in the game to put Port Adelaide ahead. Kylie, you've got a piece of paper there. You want to quickly run that for us?
Yes, the South Australian Batgirl tonight is Ruby Phillips. She plays in the Port Adelaide under-14 team and is a regular Batgirl for the Magpies A grade. She has a premiership medal from the last season grand final, so she will be definitely good luck for the South Australian team tonight.
There you go. There's a bit of a connection for the Magpies. Plenty of them in this particular team. Just checking Facebook and our other social media feeds. A shout out to some of the Victorian players that are watching tonight. Hello out there to Casey Smith and Therese, who we were hoping were going to be on the mic tonight, but they're obviously back at the accommodation, resting up, getting ready hopefully for a big day tomorrow for the Titans. So here we go in the top of the second. South Australia, middle of their lineup. Speaking of Charlie Callahan, she gets to lead off the third base for South Australia. Grounds out to it. Oh, what a great piece of fielding by the shortstop. Wow.
That is an outstanding play, isn't it?
Wow.
My
Heidi
goodness.
Bell at shortstop has made a huge amount of ground on the backhand, and she has here on the Eastern replays. What do you think of that, Kyles?
Yeah, not bad.
Ding
Very
dong.
close, yeah.
What about that?
That is an amazing piece
Yeah.
of fielding. Takes the lead off away, brings up the
Georgia Burr.
first base player, Georgia Burr. We saw her doing some good things in the preseason comp in the SAs. But ACT defense up and about in a big way. McKinnon throwing rockets to daughter of a gun, Caitlin McCready behind the dish. ACT 1, SA 0. Burr over the top of that.
South Australia don't want to press too hard at the moment. It's only the second innings. We've got plenty of time to get that run back, but it's important now to really concentrate on their hitting and getting a good shot.
Back of the hand change up from McKinnon. She's a tall pitcher, strong. One of the many types of variations of the change up that you can throw. You used to be out the front, Kyles.
Yes.
Down low, inside. McKinnon starting to quick pitch herself. Needs to take a step here. Something's happened over at the Giants. I think the ball's gone over the fence. Crowd's up and about. Great atmosphere down here at West Beach National Under-23 Championships. Burr inside out hitting, great piece of the ball, but she's lined it over to the power hitter Sarah Nolan at first base as the ACT 2 quick outs.
Great piece of the ball. So much you could do about that.
Brings in the DP for SA, Ruby Fidge.
Makes perfect sense to you, Coles. The pitcher coming in as a DP for another player.
Are you right there?
In the hitting lineup. I mean, Ruby Fidge, we know her as a pitcher, obviously the talented sister of Millie Fidge over in the University of Hawaii. And that's why she's here. She goes up the middle and she just misses out with another great piece of fielding by Michaela Facer in the infield for the ACT. But good bat on ball up the middle as SA try to challenge, ACT reply.
3 excellent outs, weren't they?
Yeah.
Throw across the diamond from shortstop, the line drive caught by the first base, and the good backhand fielding by the second base. Excuse me, talking while I'm eating.
Yeah, it's been very sharp, the ACT infield tonight. They've done great work.
But South Australia is still hitting the ball well. You know, line drive to first. You're seeing it.
Yep.
So there's good signs there.
The gaps will eventually open up, you would think, as they do often.
I think it'd be important for South Australia right now to have a really short innings, 3 up, 3 down, get back in that batting box, trying to put some pressure back on ACT.
So we've got some fans from the ACT cheering their side on. Kira Lee shouting out for the ACT to get up and about. A couple of legends of softball. Australian Olympic vice captain Belinda White's on the tube checking us out on a Saturday night. Hey, Belle. Here we go. ACT, bottom of the second. Caitlin Savage to DP. Grounds out, slow roller over to Maddie Scott. She holds her ground, waits for the ball to come to her, and she picks up the lead off.
1 pitch, 1 out. That's a good start.
You wanted a quick innings.
Yes.
Pitchers love that, don't they? That's less work to do for the pitcher.
Absolutely. See what this batter does, whether she leaves the first pitch or not.
Shortstop, Heidi Bell.
Ooh.
That's interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Heidi Bell just responsible for that last piece of great fielding in the last defensive innings. Coach McCready there just asking what that was. Looked like an inside pitch and not sure what the signal was. Ball in the dirt.
Tried it again.
Yeah.
SA infield jumping in, Callahan and Burr. The Port Adelaide Magpie corners.
Well, the batter just needs to work on the theory, wait for the music before you start dancing. She's the pitch before that one. Oh, look at this,
bang.
It's in the gap.
She's gone deep out to centre right field.
It's a triple.
It's nearly at the fence. She's turned as
well over.
McCready sends, and she's being tagged out at third.
Yep.
Looked a triple every bit of the day off the bat. But what a great relay field by South Australia as we check this out on the Eastern replay. Walk us through that, Kyle.
Fantastic relay there. The ball's gone way over centre field, chasing hard. Can see Taylor there giving her the relay. And what a throw from Taylor to third base. That's a great out. But what a piece of the ball too. 2 running bunts to hitting the ball out for really a triple.
And just like that, Alex Maiden straight up the middle as SA get no reprieve as the ACT bats. The longer this tournament has gone, they have lit up, and they're doing it again here tonight.
They'll be kicking themselves now, won't they?
Yeah.
Runner sitting at second with a hit like that.
The right fielder's got on 2 out. And we're back to the top of the lineup. Lawrence, who went up the middle, first at bat for a stand-up single.
Georgia's got some work here to do. Keep trying to hit those edges.
Runner's gone. Hood, what a great piece of fielding out the back of the hand, if you don't mind. Georgia Hood, the superstar from the South Australia softball team, has done some great fielding there as she retrieves the hit from the leadoff Sophie Lawrence, and then backhands it to first.
Two terrific outs, wasn't it? The terrific throwing in the relays from Abby Jorgensen to Chile, getting the runner going in the third, and then that play. Georgia was all over, and the pitchers, most pitchers can field off their own pitching, can't they, Kylie?
They can field, yes.
I know where this is
I know where you're going, yes.
Yeah. It's the throw to first. It's where you need the relay.
I don't think we need to talk about that.
So here we go at the top of the third as South Australia chasing the ACT 1-0 in an impressive, entertaining game so far. On the microphone tonight, first time ever, Kylie the Boss Weatherstone, two-time Kathleen Coral Medal, four-time Premiership player and 10-year player of the SA team, along with Mr. Terrific himself, Lee Hull. The scorers, the umpires, we're all here. McKinnon continues her work against the South Australian lead-off batter, who's the number 9 hitter, Neve Adams. Nat Brinkworth has just put the girls to bed. She's just tuned in. Hello to the Glenelg superstar coach. As ball in the dirt, good catching there, keeping it in front. Daughter of a gun, McCready. McKinnon behind in the count now. Adams dangerous here. 2 balls. South Australia's top of the order waiting on deck.
Liked the look of that, didn't she, Neve? But a little bit too high for her. Unable to make contact.
Did a real good game, job in the previous game, Lee, against Summers with all those up pitches. She was really disciplined and staying off that. She couldn't stay off that one. That one off the handle. The superstar Bell in, throws a rocket. She does everything she can to try and throw Adams out, but Adams too quick as she makes her way up the line.
Excellent running.
Yeah, really important to run through that base all the way through, and she was motoring for it. She wasn't going to let this one go. Well done to Eve.
Back at the top of the lineup, left fielder Hayley Benithan. Adams at first, none out. High for a ball. First bit of feedback for you, Kyles. Jenny Cameron, shout out from the Sturt Falcons, saying that you're doing a great job. Anthony, you can head off home now. Bit harsh, Jenny, but I'll same car, so we'll go together. Here we go. Adams at first. Bang, Benithan leans back on it.
Over.
It's cleared left field. It's gone all the way out to the fence. Sophie Lawrence goes out there. Adams has already turned and scored. Benithan's great tournament continues as she reaches second base with a stand-up double RBI shot. SA answer the ACT. Top of the third, 1-all.
It was way over the top of Sophie Lawrence, wasn't it? From our position here, it looked like it was going further than that even.
It did. Great piece of the ball. Great running by the South Australia. Now still got a runner on 2 in scoring position.
Maddie Scott at the plate. More importantly here for SA, no outs, so opportunities to keep the pressure on as McKinnon, first positive 2 innings, now truly gets her first test. Benithan at second, Scott at the plate, none out. Scott keeps her hands right back, waits for it, sees all of the pitch and just fouls it off down the third base line to stay alive.
I talked about this in the earlier game today, that for this batter you need your left fielder to be a bit near the line, because that's the line that she's taken, that side of the diamond. The rest she can pull or up the middle.
Low in the dirt, Benithan takes a massive jump out at second. Scott, discipline, stays out of it. ACT looking for their first out of the innings where SA have scored. Adams, the leadoff. after a two base shot over left field for the ACT.
Clean as a whistle, wasn't it, Haley's shot?
She's been batting sensationally.
Yeah.
This tournament just looks...
I think she's a better player since she's come back from college.
Yeah, absolutely. High
Maybe it's just experience more.
She's had a couple of seasons there where one season was interrupted with, I think she had had like an injury, like a facial injury, where she had to have some work done, so she missed some games. But when she's been on the park, she's been lights out. And coming back to SA, she's been great. McKinnon still working here. Throws the ball away from Scott. Scott stays off of it. And now South Australia have none out, runners at 1 and 2, and the superstar from Pensacola State, originally from Mount Gambier, Georgia Hood. Pitching change. Kylie's just picked it up real quick. That's a quick hook.
Good turn of bat by Maddie Scott there. Good disciplined bat. Brings the change of the pitcher.
So Tioni Lamb, the ace for the ACT. While we've got this opportunity for Red Star Cafe and Bar 66 here at West Beach Barrett Reserve, I promised that we were going to keep you updated with what's happening down on Diamond 2. And it's early days down there as they're moving into the third innings. Western Australia have scored. They've scored 1, but New South Wales have scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second to take a 5-1 lead. New South Wales over WA. Top of the third. We'll keep you posted with how that game's progressing.
Important here, South Australia keeps the pressure on. ACT, it's 1-1.
Well, the next 3 batters will put the pressure on Hood, Chillingworth and Jorgensen.
Yeah, all going beautifully. Jorgensen went down looking. Hood and Chillingworth, though, both got great shots up the middle, but Lamb has been the ace so far for the ACT, spending some time over in the States. Big game, last game of the minor round, so it's time to throw everything at it, and that's what they're going to do here. ACT desperate for an out. Off pace, Hood watchful, looking to make it count.
She's watchful, but she knows there'll be one with her name on it.
And she waits for it and goes bang as that has gone deep, hitting the fence, the CPC sign out at centre field as she has hit a 2-run RBI stand-up double. Georgia Hood goes bang.
Great piece of the ball, wasn't that?
What a surprise. Not.
Great patient batting there by, I reckon if the wind wasn't as strong, I reckon that was hitting the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And just like they've done so much this week, SA answer when the other team scores as Hood's double RBI. Chillingworth stays off it. Evening Croft. Mark Armstrong, the softball superstar, on the tube, checking it out here at Spacequake Sports. Great entertaining game so far. Meaningful result on the line. South Australia 3, ACT 1. We're in the top of the third. ACT looking for an out. Chillingworth beaten on the off-pace pitch there by Lamb, who after giving up a big shot gets no respite with the South Australian shortstop. Chili goes after a pitch away, drags it back down the third base line, stays alive in the count.
Pitcher tried to hurry her up and then a little bit too quick. The umpire was even quite down, but the pitch was already on its way. Important here that Taylor takes her time. Watchful Chillingworth, but Hood, the pitcher, the hitter, she can do it all. She's also a base stealer as she's made her way over to third.
And I think the third base player, Brianna, Payton wasn't in a position to get that ball.
No,
She wasn't expecting that coming.
No, and Hood, just a little bit of softball IQ there. She was already halfway down the line, saw the opportunity that if she could get to the base and beat the third base back, she was going to take it, and she did. The star pitcher doing it all. Chillingworth fighting out here, doing a great job on a full count, just making those edges an inch bigger all around the zone as she keeps herself alive, looking to extend South Australia's lead. ACT still looking for their first out. Chillingworth underneath it, ball goes high as McCready goes running back. Oi! I'll just retrieve that ball myself, shall I? Oh my God. Hood can do it all, so can I. And Chillingworth goes bang out to left field. It's a deep shot. It's going to be a sacrifice as she bats in the runner, Georgia Hood, as South Australia, good team batting there, as she extends the lead 4 runs to 1.
It looked like that one was actually to go foul if she left it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Very, very pertinent point, because it was foul. Well, I would have landed foul anyway. And scored a run by the sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. So would you have left this and left the foul, give her another pitch, or would you have caught it?
I think I would have been putting it down somehow and not, But in all fairness to the left fielder, Sophia Lawrence, she probably wasn't aware where the line was, so she just kept going.
Yeah, good catch too.
She had her head up in the air so at all times, so
I've returned from putting the ball back in the catch tray. Lamb continues her work here against the impressive Abby Jorgensen.
Jorgensen just tried a running bunt, wasn't successful.
Well, I'll use one of your favourite words now, Anthony, that you've turned out to be a superstar and a gun of getting the ball off the roof here.
It's very kind of you.
2 words, actually.
Jorgensen sees the change up early, holds her hands back. Speaking of superstars, a couple of South Australian legends, Crawford, Dale, Manning, all sitting around at home enjoying the commentary and enjoying the game tonight. Go SA. Karen Dale, one of the South Australian selectors, should be very happy with the team that she's helped assemble here as they show 4-1 lead, sitting second on the ladder, have a big day tomorrow and can really impact the way this championship will play out. Jorgensen fighting some long at-bats here for South Australia. After the Hood smash to centre right, Chillingworth and Jorgensen have both taken Lamb for multiple pitches as the count full again. High in the zone. Jorgensen disciplined.
Good turn at bat there for that walk. She earned it. Good aggressive batting going on. But if it's not there...
More to come with Callaghan and Burr. Burr was the one that had the line drive to first base.
Yeah, there's no respite in this lineup. Callaghan shows bunt. Jorgensen uses the opportunity to jump off the base and make second, and just like that, South Australia's got a runner in scoring position. ACT needing to take a breath here, need an out.
Yep.
Need a double, to be honest. Callaghan out in front, flies the ball out. It goes foul down the third base line at left field. Both fielders coming charging in. Lawrence and Bell falling in between the two of them. Callaghan gets a second opportunity.
She'd be looking to take this opportunity.
Lamb up in the zone. Callaghan goes with it. South Australia steals another third base this time as Jorgensen heads up base running, makes it all the way. Callaghan struck out, chasing the ball up, and the ACT get a very important first out in the innings.
Or even the second.
Second out, sorry.
Yeah, the foul fly out at left field.
at the plate, Georgia Burr. Catcher plays a bit of first, bit of outfield. Back in the local competition for the Magpies. Talented young junior. Can hit the ball a long way. Good change of place though as Lamb gets her radar on target as her and daughter of a gun McCready balance it out, but not before the damage has been done as Adams starts it off with a shot to 6. Benithan then scores her with another great piece of batting over to left field. Scott walks, then Hood hits a lightning bolt out to right field, bouncing off the fence. Chillingworth backs it up. Jorgensen walks, Callahan strikes out. SA pick up a couple of runs and take a 4-1 lead into the bottom of the third.
Yes, I think South Australia will be breathing a bit easier right now, being 3 up, but cannot afford to take the foot off the pedal. ACT be looking here to at least get 1 run back and work on getting those runs back, get back into the game.
So back in your day, Coles, the boss Jimmy told us not to talk about the glory days, but back in your day, triple headers were a thing?
We actually did 5 in a weekend back in the fast pitch days. We'd play double header maybe for a club, and then we'd play 2 games Saturday night in fast pitch, and then another 2 on Sunday.
Yeah, rightio. So maybe you're suggesting that this new generation have got it easy? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely not.
It's been
so 3 games a day, and then backing it up the next day. That's a lot.
Second base, Michaela Facer leading off the ACT in the bottom of the third. Inside low, nice pickup by the catcher, Neve Adams. Great pitch by...
Terrific pitch. You can't do much with that when you're swinging your bat.
No.
Just ground out normally if you make contact.
Georgia Hood literally throwing fireballs here. 1-1 against Facer. Facer grounds it out on the plate, bounces foul. Interesting time of the game here. ACT have already made a pitching change. If they're going to regroup, they need to regroup quickly and not let this home team get a roll on. They're in the top of their line, so if they're going to challenge, as good a time as any. So, bit of support online for the ACT as well. Belinda is barracking for the ACT. Another change up by Georgia Hood as we get a little bit of dust across the diamond, a little bit of sand kicked up as the wind picks up down here at West Beach. As the temperature starts to drop in groups of 5. Feels like it's dropped to about 15 on the way down. Hood, again, fast and low, good late break. Facer, good enough to get her hands around to stay alive in the count. 2-2, Hood in front, Facer fighting. ACT need a base runner. She's doing a great job as this time away from her, she fouls it off down the first base line. The great man reckons we're going up. Ooh, fasted inside. Blue has a real good look at it.
So
must have been right on the edge. Georgia Hood, not so, as you can see, giving some instant feedback on what she thought. Full count on the leadoff for the ACT, Facer.
Up.
And she stays off of it. Adams asked the question.
She was evading the pitch, I think.
ACT needed a base runner. That's what they got. The leadoff on. Coming to the plate now. Daughter of a gun, Sam McCready centre field. Good disciplined batting as she stays off that. 4-1, Kylie. We playing a short game here in the third, or are we going to let 3, 4, 5 in the lineup try and light it up?
Let them hit.
All right.
Let them hit.
Game on. Let's see if the message is out there. McCready shows bunt. Infield charge in. Blue reckons she's gone through. Interesting. And it's 1-1. I think Richard McCready's asking the question if you thought the one before that didn't go through. Doesn't matter now. It's 1-1. ACT chasing. McCready gets after it with a big cut. Hood, good enough.
Important pitch here.
Facer stuck on first. McCready challenges it up. Leo might get another opportunity to do it again. That's, of course, if it hasn't hit me first. No, it's missed me. All right.
Thank goodness for that.
Leave you two to take this thing home as McCready stays alive in the count. Facer still stuck on first base. That's good defense by SA with her wheels. Change. Fastball down in the dirt. Good catching by Adams to pick it up. Cos, you're right. It's an important at-bat. Nolan, Payton, McCready to follow.
Oh, good pitch by Georgia.
Yeah. Change up,
yes.
Off pace. Doesn't throw a lot of them. Like well, I've noticed this week, or this part of the week. That used to Nationals being over a week, Kylie, aren't we?
Yes, time and place for a good change-up. Oh, right again.
Does it again, low, as McCready chases the ball in the dirt as the South Australian superstar wins that battle. First out, ACT, power hitter, first base. Sarah Nolan comes to the plate, Facer on first. Challenges are up high, Nolan straight after it.
Yeah, beaten for pace though, wasn't she?
Picked up a walk in her first at-bat.
Good start by Georgia getting a strike early.
Good mix, Facer. The jump's getting bigger, still a lot of dust out there. You can see it constantly getting thrown up into the air as the wind going from your right to left on the screen. Well, now your left to right on the screen. I messed that up. Adams takes another ball in the dirt.
Only slightly.
Slightly, yeah. But you can see shortstop out there, Chillingworth. It's walking through it. Tough work for the girls out there. Hood working the inside. Adams just tries to keep Facer honest. So we're in the bottom of the third. South Australia 4, the ACT 1. It's 1 out. Speedy Facer on first. The power hitter Nolan at the plate. And right on the edge, Nolan thought she'd earned the walk, but it's an inside strike. It's a nice pitch. It's full.
It needed it, yep. Here we go.
As Nolan goes bang, Maddie Scott full
Maddie
extension.
Scott.
What a great attempt, but a great piece of batting by Nolan as she's line drive that missile between 4 and 3. In Maddie Scott, full extension. That's a great effort, but great fielding out there by Georgia King as she's kept it to a single for Nolan and kept the speedy Facer at second. So now Brianna Payton struck out first at bat. 1 out, gets an opportunity to put ACT back in this game.
This is a very important batter in terms of the game. We need to make sure that for South Australia that they limit. We need an out, basically.
Low. Hood.
And
Continuing.
limit the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let ACT get a roll on here.
Hood continuing to work that low inside corner, trying to find that spot. Adams uses the opportunity to go out there, check in on her pitcher. As you can see out there, the Magpie superstars, Chillingworth and Callahan, just checking in on each other. Maddie Scott, I was just noticing there before, just making sure that she's okay. That diving effort that off the last shot at Nolan, she's just sort of just making sure she's okay.
Yep.
Here we go. Peyton looking to get ACT back in it. Takes a high pitch. Peyton thought she'd earn a walk. Need 4, not 3. The McCreadys are up. Yep, no, she got it. Yep, there you go. And bases loaded. Peyton does the job. She's got it. She's got the walk. As Caitlin McCready, the catcher, comes to the plate. 1 out. Huge opportunity here. And wasting no time, she hits a laser down the right field side.
That's a good work, I think, laser.
Tying run, first base. ACT speed on the base pass, power at the plate. SA looking for a second out. Inside, good challenges. Leveling the count.
Only 1 down.
All the pressure on Georgia right now. Needs to keep focused. Work with the catcher.
Challenges are up.
Good
McCready,
discipline. Good discipline, isn't it?
tall goal. Good discipline to stay off it.
With the count like as it is, she knows that Joyce is going to throw a strike here, or attempt them. Just like that.
Question gets asked, levels the count, 2-2. 1 out. Bases bulging here as the ACT have a big opportunity to level this important game up. In the dirt, good job by the catcher from the Falcons, Neve Adams.
Yeah, that was a good pickup, important. Didn't want to get that one get past her.
You said the pressure was in the middle. There's a lot of pressure there now because it's full count. So we walk McCready, we give up a run. And South Australia infield all in close. McCready inside out, does a good job of fouling that off. Hood asks the question. Scott, Chillingworth both inside the line. Catcher Neve Adams uses the opportunity just to make sure it's a national championship.
Well, George needs to, George needs to go to a go-to pitch here.
Yeah.
She can't throw anything else but the one that's working tonight for her.
Yeah, I like that. Just making sure that knowing the scope of what matters here. Great change up. Georgia Hood. Well done, Neve Adams, as South Australia get the important second out with a great piece of work by the South Australian battery.
And that's not the pitch that Caitlin was expecting, obviously.
Pretty to watch though, wasn't it?
Well, it was. I'm a bit partial to the change-up, especially against the gun hitters, because their hands are so quick, they're around early, you get them done, you know?
Yeah, but
I've never seen anybody play a shot at change-up and have time to come back for another swing. No.
But it's the skill of the pitcher to be able to hide it.
Yeah.
Ball hit in the dirt over to second base by the DP, Caitlin Savage. Scott, good enough, great feet, makes a good base, takes the ball up and makes an easy play as the ACT, huge opportunity, lost as good fielding by the second base player, Maddie Scott. Savage grounded out, second base on her first at bat, And then her second out bat.
Well done to Georgia getting out of that. There was a lot of pressure on her then.
Coach DeLuca is just practicing his spin on the ball. Maybe he's going to have a pitch in the men's competition sometime. He's not playing, I don't think. I think he's...
So how hard, I thought it'd be a good insight question to ask, because obviously, especially since we've got a couple of your old teammate legends on the line, Kylie, when you go away to nationals and you're obviously working with catches that you weren't familiar with, how hard was that to sort of build that rapport relationship up quickly? Because Hood's just come back from the States last week and she's throwing to, you know, somebody that she's probably not thrown to before.
Well, she may have in junior state team. She may have before. You get that camaraderie very quickly because you both want the same thing, and it's just a matter of having a few practices together and see how you go on the day. It was great to see Neve go out and talk to her a couple of times in that innings.
Very quickly, the South Australian DP, Ruby Fidge, first pitch gets jammed on the handle and has a slow roller down to the third base side and is thrown out. One pitch, one out for the ACT.
There's a change for the ACT. Number 46 is out, number 65 comes in, and it's 8-9, 9-8.
At the plate for South Australia, it's the catcher, Neve Adams. So McCready's gone to right, is that what you're saying? Or she come out altogether? Adams got on with a shot on the left side in her first at bat. Lots of people on a Saturday night checking out this big game at the Under-23 National Championships. As Neve Adams leans back on that ball with a great left field single line drive shot.
And that's where she hits it, doesn't she, with power. Just that same sort of shot.
She's gone there twice in this game so far, got on both times. And South Australia have a base runner as they come back to the top of their dangerous lineup with Hayley Benythan, hero from the last innings with that huge double. Scoring some runs.
I would be surprised if this pitcher, Lamb, throws all the edges right now. It wouldn't be giving her anything nice to hit.
Yeah, she pulled the ball deep to left.
Yep. Keeping it low, trying to make her hit a ground ball, get an out.
Plenty of people supporting the ACT online, plenty of people supporting the SA online.
I'd go bunt. Oh.
And it's a steal by Adams, and ball falls short as the shortstop Bell comes over, but not before the speedy Adams has made it all the way over to second. Mm-hmm. South Australia now have runner in scoring position.
Then the top of then Maddie Scott batting 2 tonight.
Takes an inside pitch there. Benythan head in the count.
Gee, ACT had big chances, didn't they, in that previous innings, but full credit to Hood and the South Australian defence.
Benythan takes a strike there, 3-0, even with a runner at scoring position. It's the toughest question that gets asked in sport at 3-0. Do you go or do you not? Did the team bat, took it, leans back on this one, hits the second strike deep to left field as the ball falls foul, as Sophie Lawrence makes a great attempt out there.
Good piece of the ball, wasn't it, from Hayley?
That's where she went last at bat.
Yep.
Count 4, 1 out. Benythan changes it up, goes the other way, this time with a line drive down the centre right side as she just goes with the pitch, throws her hands at it.
What about a hit out the centre field this time, just to split the middle.
And she picks a well-earned walk.
Great turn it back.
Yeah, it was. Maddie Scott comes to the plate. Runners 1 and 2, 1 out. South Australia 4, ACT 1. We're in the top of the 4th.
Will they go double still?
Great bunt and a bit of softball IQ there by third base.
Batting out of the box.
As she waits for the ball to go foul, but Scott unfortunately gets caught out of the box, and they have their second out. So 2 out. You can just see, yeah, good work by the ACT there. Well read by Payton and Bell. Thompson, the speed up runner, comes in for the catcher, but Georgia Hood comes to the plate. Last time she had a bit of a look as she hit the CPC sign on centre right field, just under the old scoreboard on the full. She looks to do it again. This time she's got underneath it, gone deep out to right field. The ball swirls around. It falls short as right field then loses it, happened to come forward, and it's done the damage as Hood picks herself up 2 more RBIs, scoring Thompson and Benithan as South Australia extend the lead.
Good old West Beach wind.
Yes,
You never predict
yes.
it. Right field just struggled there with that wind, got caught out. Powerful bat there by Georgia Hood. Really tried to put everything into that one.
It was nice and high, which I think is what's caught, let it catch the wind and sort of just pulled it back. Wasn't much Alex Maiden could do there. But South Australia. Chillingworth after it. McCready looking for it behind the plate.
And that's swirled as well, didn't it? It was going, looked like it was going into the fence and then went around and around
Who's
and down.
Who's at centre field for the ACT? Lee?
Oh, well, if you got the
Well, it used to be Sam McCready, but you made it change.
Yeah.
Who was it? Did they move? You said 8 to 9.
8 to 9, 9 to 8.
So Maiden's actually at centre field.
Yep.
Right. Well, heads up, because Chillingworth's gone there twice so far in this game. This time she's gone up high as this ball also swirls around just in front of the catcher. High, bouncing on the hard infield here at West Beach, and again bounces out.
And we're not feeling the breeze here where we're sitting tonight, and yet out there.
I'm wearing shorts. I can assure you I'm feeling all of the breeze here tonight.
Some of us had brains to wear long pants. Some of us.
Even a rug.
Yep. Ball in the dirt. McCready gets across, but not before the runner has taken the extra base.
Rather interesting things are happening in this innings, isn't it?
Chillingworth.
Swirling West Beach wind.
Chillingworth has gone up the middle twice. This time she's gone down the left field line, hands way out in front.
Yes, just needs to hold them back half more second. Try and hit the ball back through the pitcher.
That's why you need to throw change up now.
Lots of support online for South Australia and lots of support for the ACT. Chillingworth leans back
If you keep
and goes
throwing
bang.
pace, she will hit the ball hard like that.
Yep.
So there's a message there.
Yeah. SA looking to make sure they're in the 1-2 playoff.
There it is.
Change up the middle.
She was ready for it.
Third hit out to there. She scores the speed up runner as Chillingworth, as she does so often here at West Beach. It's a stand-up triple for the superstar from Port Adelaide.
Great piece of the ball there. She held her hands back, plenty. She knew it was coming.
Chillingworth's night, as you can see there, out to the home run hero sign all the way. Alex Maiden does a good job getting it in. Brings to the plate Abby Jorgensen. I know it's early, Lee. Well, we're actually halfway through the game, but when we start talking about players of the night, she's had a single, she's had a double, she's had a triple, she's batted in some runs. Taylor Chillingworth having a big, big Saturday night.
Certainly is.
Some activity in the ACT bullpen as Lamb struggling to contain the SA lineup as Jorgensen flies out to Maiden at centre field. and retires South Australia, but not before they've extended their lead from 4 runs to 7 as we go into the bottom of the 4th. South Australia 7, the ACT 1.
Really enjoying some aggressive batting by both teams. They've both been hitting the ball very hard, but SA is just getting on top here now, 7-1. Some very good turns at bat there that really made the difference tonight.
Day before the finals. Obviously, as a pitcher, Kylie, you would have had plenty of games throughout the week. What's tonight looking like after, for example, Georgia Hood? She's basically thrown a game and a half a day.
Should be she should be ready to go. Like everything, should be making sure everything's working. She'd be rest up well tonight, get a good night's sleep, maybe get a massage or two, make sure that all the shoulders and the legs feel good, and come out tomorrow ready to go, because tomorrow's the business day.
Yeah. 1v2 at 10 o'clock on both diamonds. So we know that SA winning this game means that they will face Queensland in that game, and we'll confirm the other one for you shortly. It's Georgia Hood pitching to the shortstop, Heidi Bell. Heidi's having a fairly good game as well, playing some great defence at shortstop. Looked like she was going to do a running bunt, and then she smashed the ball out to centre field.
There's some excellent shortstops in this competition, isn't there?
That's a great change of pace. Well deceived by Georgia Hood. Bell all over the top of that as she falls behind in the count.
Because when you face somebody like George, you've got to have quick hands. You know that, because her pace is going to do you know, if you haven't, and then the change up comes, and then you get that one.
Well, you could see early she was, trying to find her range. She kept on working on that inside part of the plate. Yeah. And Adams was smart enough to realise, look, we're not getting it, so let's get away from it. She went out, had a bit of a chat, and we've started to see a lot more change-ups, a lot more rises, and a lot more work off the edge. And all of a sudden, SA picking up outs. And so that's just great softball IQ by a couple of young superstars of the game.
That previous pitch looked like coming out the back of her hand, then.
And great pitching by Georgia Hood. She throws a missile on the inside.
I haven't heard that for a while.
As she rings up Heidi Bell. Just let me get my thesaurus out. I'll find some new words. My apologies, Mr. Terrific.
As
Heidi Bell, the leadoff, is retired to a strikeout, bringing to the plate centre fielder Alex Maiden.
You can tell George is now just a lot more relaxed out there now. She's got 7 runs behind her. She's got a field that's doing wonderful. She knows the bats can do the job for her, and now she can let loose. Enjoy it.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that there's a different vibe out in the middle there at the moment. She's really stepping off the plate and kicking through.
Probably thinking it's all downhill from here. That's the mentality of the pitchers, isn't it?
Change of pace on the outside.
I think he's just struggling with the dirt just there.
Yeah, dirt, dust. We really need to have the left fielder for ACT to come and play in the infield. Then we could announce her as Lawrence of Arabia with all the dust and dirt.
Georgia Hood throwing
to
the inside. Just a quick update for Red Star Cafe at Bar 66 over in Diamond 2. It's New South Wales 10, WA 1 in the bottom of the 5th, 2 out. That game coming towards the end. Another good change of pace there by Hood. The mix on top. Great pitching by Georgia seems to be the positive feedback that she's getting online. A lot of support out there for SA and the ACT.
Good pitch.
And Maiden goes down looking on a great pitch by Georgia. Hood, the superstar, who has had a great game herself. Back to the top of the lineup, it's the left fielder, Sophie Lawrence. She's been on a couple of times tonight with a shot up the middle and a fast bunt to advance the runner. She got on as well at the same time. This time after the first pitch.
5 strikeouts for Georgia at the moment.
Starting to get up there, isn't it?
She's worked for them, though.
Yes. Pitchers, they do so much work, Kylie. You can testify to that, can't you?
Big kicking high-rise ball
Believe
there.
it, yes or no, Kylie.
They're the cherry on top. All the work, and you get a nice strikeout, you think, yes.
You get
all
what
that
you
works
put
for
into
it.
it.
Absolutely.
That's like your place of employment, you know.
This is way more fun than working.
Great pitch by Georgia. That way ahead. Lawrence behind in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. South Australia 2 out. Bottom of the 4th, South Australia 7, the ACT 1.
Where's the great man tonight, Mr. Harris?
I saw him here, but still before. I thought he was going early today, but I got it wrong. He's still working.
He's probably going to do the diamond, isn't he? Going to do the diamond after.
Big shout out to James Harris, to Matt Williams, and to Rue, to Graham, to John, to all the other volunteers that have come up, to Gemma, to Joe, to Chloe, Rob, you name it. There's been a huge cast. Even Ryan and Lucy will even throw their names in there as well. So it's been a huge people. And Hood gets another one, and she takes it to 6 on the night. And this time she retires Lawrence, who has had 2 hits for the night as well. So SA now, the momentum falling their way as they go ahead 7, ACT 1.
Good that you mentioned all the volunteers, because this tournament wouldn't be anything without them. And it's as simple as that.
And there's a whole heap of other people that have been involved that I haven't mentioned because I'm struggling with the names of the teams in front of me, let alone everybody. But to the volunteers that have helped out, for those that want to volunteer, there's an opportunity coming up at the start of January as South Australia hosts the Gillies Shield, the first defence of the Gillies Shield by South Australia in 66 years. First week of January, starting on the 2nd. Still plenty of opportunities to volunteer, doing water, doing grounds, doing canteen, you name it. So please contact Softball South Australia, get involved, come down, help out. We'll look after you as a volunteer, we'll make sure of that. But let's have a great tournament, just like this tournament has been done by, as you said, Lee, great work by a lot of people doing a lot of hours. It's the final over there at Diamond 2. New South Wales have gone ahead and won 10, WA 1. So 13 hits to New South Wales, and the game's over in 5 innings. Lamb will continue her work pitching for the ACT, and leading off for South Australia will be third base Charlie Callahan. Charlize, sorry, I've just completely dropped a letter out of her name. My apologies to the Callahan family.
Oh, okay, all right. I was just trying to get a couple of changes being made, but
I thought you were trying to organise a ride home, Lee. That's what you were trying to do there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the 5th, South Australia looking for 1 more run to put the game into Mercer territory, and hopefully an early night on their behalf. The ACT looking to shut South Australia down and keep trying to fight this game back. Callahan goes bang down the left field side. It's a massive shot as Sophie Lawrence, the left fielder for the ACT, goes over, lets it go. Callahan now levels the count at 2-2. Gets another opportunity, so does Lamb.
Will she throw a change up?
I was just about to say, repeat of earlier message, as the great man would say. Down the left field line again, Callahan way out in front.
Well, the great man didn't say it, but you did.
No.
Good. It's very clever of you, Anthony.
Just about throw another one here, I reckon. Keep it low.
Oh, there you go. South Australia pitcher, long time, two-time Kathleen Coral medalist, four-time premiership player. On her first night on the mic, Kylie Weatherstone has predicted the strikeout. It's a good call, Kylie. Anybody thought you'd done it before? Callahan retired.
It's all the great catches I had. Karen.
So we've got a change here, Lee. This is one of those ones that you were going to tell me about. So South Australia's pitcher from earlier today, who was the starting pitcher in the game against Queensland, Michaeli Donny.
Yeah, Georgia Burr out, and Michaeli Donny is having a hit here. I can't say I've seen her batting.
I haven't seen her bat either. I know that she's from New South Wales and she has come in getting an opportunity here.
Well, we wish her well. Come on, girl. Just hit the ball somewhere and get yourself a chance to run.
Did a good job today early against
Yep.
the powerful Queensland defending champions. This time she takes the ball on the outside, leveling the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. High in the zone, the Victorian Titans sitting at home, sitting back at their accommodation, looking at this game, knowing that the ACT have to win. And at the moment, South Australia doing Victoria a favour. Didn't think I'd say that too often. A win from South Australia ends the ACT's nationals, and Victoria will play New South Wales in the other game. Still got work to do though to get there, as Lamb picks up Donny as back-to-back strikeouts. Callahan and Donny as Lamb keeps them in it.
DP Ruby Fidge. Ground out both times, looking to get the ball through the infield this time, Ruby.
Turns on it, but doesn't get all of it, as Lamb does it all herself with 2 strikeouts and takes a fly 1 even, to retire South Australia. ACT now get their right of reply as we go into the bottom of the 5th. SA 7, the ACT 1. How's your first night on the mic, Kyle?
I'm enjoying it, Anthony. Thank you.
Doing a great job.
So much so that you're going to get dinner
Do I
tomorrow
still have to do the edges tomorrow when we get home? So, no, in your own right, as I said, Kylie, a long-time superstar of South Australian softball. We've been lucky to have some pitchers. We've got another 2-time Kathleen Coral medalist pitcher, Steph Trzynski, who's normally joins us on the mic. So it's good to have a couple of Kath Coral medalists from 2 eras, pitchers in their own way. Superstar guns.
Yes,
so
I thought I'd throw that in.
might have to make it a more regular thing going forward in the rest of the CMAX Premier League. Shout out James Harris. Anyway, so here we go. ACT desperate to keep their national championship hopes alive. Victoria doing something that they wouldn't normally do, which is barrack for South Australia. Casey Smith, Teresa Bonner. If you're still on the feed, next time you're in town, we'll make sure we catch up. As Hood gets after Facer and gets an early strike. Michaela Facer, the second base for the ACT, leading them off in the bottom of the 5th. Facer chops at that one, out in front, fouls off, right field side, just over the Spacequake headquarters. Doing a great job, doing the softball tonight, doing the baseball tonight, doing the Gillies Shield, all 32 games. First week of January, as Facer She's gone off again. Foully not off behind the plate.
Georgia way in front here. 2 strikes. Can afford to have a bit of a play.
Georgia Burr re-entered. She's going back to first base where she's been playing.
Good change of pace. Scott, great feet as she gets over, makes it look easy as she retires the ACT lead-off facer. Just to see here on the Eastern replay.
Just hands, wasn't it?
Yeah. Makes it look regulation. Scott. Hood in a hurry now, throwing rockets as we've had a change as McCready has come out. Wright has come in. Bethany. Left-handed batter. Takes a couple of pitches on the outside. Goes ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes.
You're right, that's correct.
Good change of pace there. Again, combination of Hood and Adams really starting to get their groove in this game now. Outside, ACT desperate for a base runner here, trying to put some pressure back on this South Australian infield, but Georgia Hood at the moment doing the job in the middle. Change of pace, right, goes inside out to left centre, but Nathan and Jorgensen arrive at the same spot.
That's a terrific shot for somebody coming in cold.
Coming in cold to the game, and she's put it exactly between the 2 fielders. That's a great piece of batting by Bethany Wright, as there wasn't anything that Jorgensen and Bonathan could do. The ACT get their runner. Now, Sarah Nolan, the right fielder. Sorry, the first base who hit to right field last time, if I read my notes correctly.
Correct.
So it's sorry, this is the other change. So this is not Nolan, sorry. This is Georgia Monday. Have I got that right, Lee?
Correct.
And she's playing first? Or is it just the at-bat?
I think it's the at-bat, but I'm not sure.
Hood, sorry, while we figure that out, apologies to Nolan there. So Georgia Monday comes in for the pinch at-bat, difficult job. And Hood good enough to take the ball away and strike her out. Brings Brianna Payton to the plate. Waste no time as this ball looks to fall in, as Maddie Scott extends her arm out, turns around, trying to make a great play from centre field over to third base. And there's a lot to unpack there. Kyles will get you to check that out on the Eastern replay.
Yeah, second base, she's putting everything into that to try and catch that ball. And then picks the ball up and tries to get the out at 3, but runner was already there. Probably needed Abby to call her out. She had a better chance of catching that one, but we've got runner now on 1 and 3.
2 out. Last time this situation came up, the ACT ran a delay steal plan, and they were able to achieve what they wanted, but at 2 out, 7-1 in the 5th,
I don't think they're going to do that.
I would be doubtful that they will pull the trigger again, but who knows? The McCreadys, Richard and Sally on the base path as the coaches, daughter of a gun, McCready at the plate. Challenges it. Two out, limits your options here, really relying on the bat. Good pitch by Hood, keeps it low. Doesn't give McCready a chance to clear her hands and find some space in the field. Goes ahead in the count. South Australia 7, the ACT 1, bottom of the 5th. 2 out, runners at first and third. Caitlin McCready at the plate, behind in the count. Change up, over to third base. And a good play there by Charlize Callaghan as South Australia again retires the threat. ACT twice tonight, loaded bases, now 1 and 3 options. They've had some chances tonight, the ACT, but they just haven't been able to get that next shot. As we move into the 6th, South Australia looking to put this game away, get back to the accommodation quickly and rest up for a big day tomorrow, which involves them playing the national defending champions, the Queensland team, at 10 o'clock. And if this game continues on its path, it'll be New South Wales v Victoria in the other.
On Diamond 2
on Diamond 2 at 10. East Texas Baptist have headed off. They've flown out of South Australia today after picking up another win. They've gone through the tournament undefeated as they accounted for Victoria earlier today. Came in and had their first try of Tim Tams, amongst other things, that the Red Star Cafe provided for them. Absolute bunch of legends they were. Some of the nicest people you ever meet, who can play softball super hard, but they're super friendly. Just a great bunch of people. It was a great experience having them here.
Yeah, it certainly was. I endorse those remarks 100%, Anthony. Gee, I'm calling you Anthony. This is a bit of a worry. Must be getting late in the night.
Mate, we're both on our best behaviour here. Anybody think it's because the boss, Collie Weatherstone, on her commentary debut here at Spacequake Sports for the Under-23 National Championship?
May I just say that she's your boss, not my boss. I don't want anybody out there to get the wrong idea.
Yeah. Doing a great job. Here we go, leading off for South Australia. And it's happened a couple of times tonight. It's number 9, the catcher, Neve Adams. Couple of left field shots for good discipline on that high pitch, which we've spoken about earlier before.
I like how Neve's telling the umpire that when she's ready, not letting the pitcher fast pitch at her. She's in control.
Nice. You'd hate that as a pitcher, wouldn't you?
Yep.
I always used to love when Linda Martin used to go to the plate. She used to stand in front of the home plate with her number facing the pitcher, just so you knew who you were throwing at. I'll call old school shout out, James. I'm sorry, I'll stop there. She goes ahead in the count here. 3 balls, 1 strike. Top of the 6th. Low and inside. Adams picks up a great walk to go with a good night of catching with a couple of hits down the left field night. Adams having an impressive night. Hood having an impressive night. Chillingworth having a great night, as well as Hayley Benithan, who's already batted in a couple of runs with a shot deep to left field. She's the batter at the plate. South Australia, none out. Benithan wastes no time, gets under this one. The shortstop makes a great effort. Heidi Bell charging over to it, looking into the light tower right in front of her, and the ball goes foul.
That one might have been a hit and run, I think.
Oh, she was off and running, was she?
She was. Did the right thing and held up, waited to see which ball was going to be called on it.
As soon as it got dark, I'm not wearing my glasses. I haven't seen anything in the game for the last 40 minutes.
That's handy to know.
Looks like she was going again there. Benithan does a great job of staying off that.
Unless it's hearing at home and you can't hear.
Sorry? What'd you say?
Exactly.
Change of pace. Benithan leans back on it. She's gone deep to left field. She's gone so deep. She's gone all the way out as the wind has stopped down here at West Beach, but not before Benithan has leant back with a 2-run bomb into the Dog Club over left centre field as South Australia extend the lead 9-1.
Great piece of the ball there. Got all of it. girls celebrating with her at home plate.
Great hands. Just
cleared it easily.
Yeah, absolutely. A great shot by Hayley Bonython as her great night continues. Scott tries to follow suit straight after and keep the pressure on the ACT.
Hard act to follow.
Very hard act, but we've seen Scott do that many times in the same spot, Lee, with the walk-off earlier this week. Good discipline there as she takes a high pitch, staying
so
off of it.
You're predicting a dinger here, are you, sir?
She's more than capable.
Okay.
And she goes bang. Yeah. Centre right this time as Scott, as you can see how fast she is on the base pass, she's going to round it third. The cut-off facer has got it out there as Bonython leads off the scoring with a 2-shot home run. Scott follows it up with a stand-up triple.
Great piece of the ball there.
Flat. You were pretty close then, Anthony.
Yes, we'll give you that one, I think.
About 40 metres short. That's close. Closer than what I'd get.
Coach McCready has no real option at this point as Lamb comes out of the game as he returns to the starter, Rachel McKinnon. But the damage has been done as South Australia in the top of the 6th. Neve Adams, a well-disciplined walk followed up by a 235-foot bomb from Hayley Bonython to score 2, followed up with a stand-up triple to the centre right field fence by Maddie Scott, which means it's none out. And look who's at the plate. It's the star from Pensacola State and Mount Gambier. It's Georgia, not Georgia Hood. It is Georgia Hood. She's up and she's having a big night.
All started with Neve getting that walk, good discipline batting. And then after that, 1 and 2 went bang, bang.
We'll have to be discussing the best player. It's Georgia Hood for me by plenty.
Chillingworth, single, double, triple.
Yeah, but Hood with the pitching in the single, double and double. And to bat now.
Bonython, double, home run.
Yep.
Adams, single, walk, catching.
Chillingworth?
That's what
single, double, triple.
Anyway, Georgia Hood, she's got a runner at 3 and none out. Ball loose as the fast Maddie Scott holds her spot. South Australia putting the game now into Mercy territory. Victoria's rejoice. Hood watchful. The last time Hood was watchful, she hit the CPC sign on the full. Danger signs for the ACT, none out.
Could we get 2 dingers in the 1 innings?
McKinnon having to come back into the game in the top of the 6th. Tough ask after starting. She did a good job for the first couple of batters. And then she gave up some hits. And then it got away. Hood up the middle. Great team bat. Hits a single out to centre field. Scores Scott. Puts South Australia in double figures as they go 10. ACT 1, top of the 6th.
4 hits from 4 turns at bat for Georgia. Add that to her pitching, I rest my case.
Word has obviously got around the town that South Australia are starting to hit as the Olympian superstar Belle White gets on the tube as checking out the action as Hood, to go with a stolen base earlier in the game, has picked up an advancing base run there on a ball that's hit the back fence. Coach McCready not happy. He's wandering out to the middle now. So, if Chillingworth has hit a single, a double and a triple, you know what that means, what's left, Lee.
Yep.
It's 230 feet time. Can Chillingworth do it?
I think she would just be happy with a good safe hit, to be honest.
I think
Not
so,
worrying about
yes.
home runs right now.
All right, maybe I've got ahead of myself.
Yes, I think you're thinking too big here.
Georgia Hood's done a great team at bat with the single up the middle to score Scott. Chillingworth triple last at bat. Gets a high ball, stays off it. More good commentary feedback, Kylie. They're not too fussed about the other two guys, but you're doing a great job apparently, just like SAR, as Chillingworth stays off it, high in the zone.
One from her mother there.
No, that's not.
I just asking.
I didn't actually tell her I was doing it. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, she'll be pleasantly surprised.
Guess what? We're watching Sunday afternoon. Chillingworth, 3 balls. The light's not green. She takes a strike for the team.
Why don't you watch it at lunchtime until evening meal time, dinner, and watch it 3 or 4 times? Just thought I'd give you a bit of support.
Chillingworth goes bang in the hole between first and second base. And South Australia just using the team batting principles here, hitting singles now, advancing runners, just keeping the pressure all over ACT as Chillingworth Knight, our single, double, triple, goes back to the start with a single.
Have you thought about the best player, Kylie?
Yeah, you're naming it.
So many to choose from.
Jorgensen takes a high pitch. South Australia runners at 1 and 3, none out.
You've caught this off your husband and best person you know, apart from myself. And you have taken the easy option. Too many to choose from.
Great catch.
Well, I think
I've said Hood, pitcher. Now you're a pitcher.
Great catching by McCready there as the ball in the dirt on the inside of the hitter for Jorgensen, saving a run. This time further in the dirt, and Hood takes the opportunity and goes on and scores. Chillingworth somehow gets from first all the way around to third in the same amount of time, as South Australia just do not let up as they go ahead 11-1. Here just watching on the Eastern replay, Chillingworth, ball's loose, you can see Hood turns, and the play at the plate allows Chillingworth to go the extra 60 feet. McKinnon, couple of balls in the dirt now, has to challenge Jorgensen. ACT desperate for an out. Strike. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Abby's been on base once tonight with the base on balls.
Yeah, she's had a strikeout and a walk. Hits a line drive rocket to third base, and Brianna Payton reflex catch. Looking forward to the Spacequake replay of that.
Well, if Brianna's eyes weren't open before, they certainly are now.
Wow.
Gee, that was going, wasn't it?
That was
an
absolute rocket.
She's just trying to compose herself now. I think she's
Commentator Kylie, like she's been doing it for years and years, has just brought our attention to the fact that Sophie Roberts coming in for a pinch hit, 1 out, as she replaces Charlize Callahan.
Good opportunity to give some of the batters on the bench a hit. Getting ready for tomorrow.
Roberts, the Walkerville superstar, takes the first pitch high. Batting in the high 3+ in the regular season. Part of the Open Women's Gillies Shield winning Stars team. Can hit a very long ball, that one there. Fouls it off down the right field side.
What are you predicting there, Kylie? Make a prediction.
You can't do anything because he predicts it all.
I think we've got the middle here.
Up the middle? Okay.
In the dirt, great catching by McCready. McKinnon keeping the ball as low as she can, because every time that ball gets up around the hips, the ball seems to disappear as the SA bats are up and about.
And if you make a prediction that turns out to be wrong, Kylie, you don't lose any of your pay packet.
Oh, good.
Who was your first state coach, Kylie? McKinnon working.
No, it wasn't McKinnon.
challenges Roberts high. She gets after it aggressively. As Lee said earlier, it must be tough coming into a game, especially late, for the ACT hitters when they're behind. But South Australia, for the hitters coming in, when you're 12-1 up, you want to put your best foot forward. The finals are tomorrow. Date with Destiny at 10 o'clock. The winner goes straight through. As Kylie got it sort of right. It did go up the middle, but good piece of fielding by the pitcher, Rachel McKinnon, as she has taken the catch.
Sort of right. I must remember that. Sort of right. Now, well done, Kylie.
I didn't say safe, I just said up the middle.
No,
so I covered myself that way.
Fantastic. I'm learning all the time.
Georgia Burr at the plate. Takes a high pitch.
What's the name of the cafe here, sir?
Red Stars.
Why don't you turn it into the Superstar Cafe?
Red Stars?
Yeah, Red Stars.
Under 23 Reds. Over men's state team Reds.
I see.
The Open Women's Stars.
Yeah.
Red Stars.
Yeah, that's clever.
Oh, thank you for that. It's not patented, so if you want to get online and book yourself a domain, you could make yourself millions. But
no, I don't use second-hand things.
McKinnon toiling away here, behind in the count to Burr. Challenges her, and as soon as she does, a line drive missile gets hit to the impressive Michaela Facer at second base, retiring South Australia. As this time now we go into the bottom of the sixth. The ACT in trouble, down 12-1. They're going to need 4 to keep this thing afloat and take us into a 7th. So it's a big ask. Georgia Hood having a great night. Kylie, this would be a great opportunity for you to start getting together to figure out who your best player is. I see that Teresa Bono has just jumped online, so I know that her and Casey would be back at the accommodation cheering on SA.
Excuse me, it's only 11-1.
11-1, my apologies.
Yeah, official scorers are right on the ball.
But I know Teresa and Casey would be super happy seeing that scoreline, as that means tomorrow at 10 o'clock they face New South Wales for an opportunity to go through to the prelim. So I give Lee, I've given Kylie an opportunity to maybe have a look at best player. And who do you think that she's put her hand, like, what do you think she's done?
I've got no idea.
Lee, what do you think?
Probably a pitcher.
Probably a pitcher.
Georgia Hood.
Well, I was looking how many K2s she's had tonight.
6.
6 K2s.
Four turns at bat, isn't it? For 4 safe hits.
Yeah, she's had a reasonable night.
2 of them doubles.
Definitely done a job.
Ruby Fidge has been activated into the game, coming out of the DP spot all the way into the game.
Pitch, yeah.
And she's going to try and close this thing up for South Australia, as Georgia Hood has put the ice on, getting ready for tomorrow.
As her sister Millie did for the Stars. And close the game. Earlier in the year.
Dion Biddell, Dribs is online watching this game. She came and collected all of the great donations that the Adelaide softball community have donated for the great charity that she was supporting, which is a dog charity where obviously rescue dogs and so on. She put the call out, and the community rallied around her, and just a great...
Well done, Dribs.
A great show of support for a worthy charity and an absolute legend of softball here in South Australia. So great work to you, Dribs. Ruby Fidge here looking to close this thing up. And this time it's the ACT leadoff, Caitlin Savage. She's had 2 ground outs to the right side. This time it's to the left side. So
beautiful play there by Taylor.
Yeah, you got an arm like that, and like Neve Adams when she plays at third, you got to be running quick.
She wasn't even in picture as that ball hit there.
No.
So just remembering that I did say that Chillingworth, 2 singles, double, triple, lights out at shortstop, probably a worthy recipient of the player of the night. But who would have thought that you would have picked the pitcher, Kylie?
We've seen one over the fence. You think Heidi Bell would provide a dinger here.
Well, the funny thing about Bell, we saw her before. She did that funny little running thing to start off, and then she hit a triple with the next pitch. So don't judge that book by its cover. She's been great in the field. Her play early in the game where she had that deep ball in the 6-5 hole, she's got her back turned, and on a backhand she's turned around and thrown a rocket. So obviously has huge upside, Bell. High in the zone as Fidge looking to close this up.
I've worked without Anthony. I'm wasting my best material on you. Dinger for Bell. Hello.
Oh my God, it's late in the night.
Some of us are still awake.
It's been a long 4 days as Fidge forces Bell to chase up in the zone, which she does. Grounds out over to Roberts, who's come into the game. Oh, throws a rocket over to first base as Burr comes off the bag to get the ball here. We see Roberts throws it hard, and as Burr's gone to tag her, she's unfortunately clipped the runner Bell, but she's jumped straight up, ready to go, bringing centre fielder Alex Maiden to the plate. Change of pace there.
Alex has had one hit so far.
So are we at 2 out, Lee?
I don't know.
I've
lost my place.
I got Savage as out. As Maiden, oh, what a great piece of fielding by Sophie Roberts. Full extension, coming into the game late.
Horizontal, Sophie.
We've seen 2 great plays there at third base just in the last 5 minutes. The rocket that got hit to Brianna Payton, and this time Roberts full extension, saving that foul ball. Maiden out in front.
Good pitch there by Ruby, making a chase after it.
Yeah, good mix, good spin on the ball. South Australia close to finishing. Goes to Roberts again, who stays low. Great, throws the lead runner out beautifully over to second base as Maddie Scott there ready to take the ball as she retires Bell. Now we're at 2 out. South Australia 1 out away from finals preparation. Top of the lineup, Sophie Lawrence, the left fielder. She wastes no time going up the middle. That's her 3rd hit of the night for the ACT leadoff. As the ACT continue to battle and fight here, second base, Michaela Facer.
I've only got her down for Sophie for 2 hits. First turn at bat, 1 to 3.
At the bunt that she advanced on. But
yeah.
Great change of pace by Ruby Fidge. Kyles, you were going to say?
I was going to say, sometimes this out is the hardest out of the whole game. The last one, you know you've got the game, but you still need to get this last out. So Ruby's really got to fire hard here. Good pitch.
Great pitch as Roberts comes charging in. She's come into the game and she's had plenty to do at third as her throw, as she's had to come running down. She's a tall athlete, Roberts, and the ball's just come off as Burr. Here we go on the Eastern replay. You can see the ball's just bounced. Roberts comes down, quick release. Burr has to go up and get it, and in the process, foot's come off the base, allowing the ACT runner to be called safe. Maiden makes it all the way over to third, and all of a sudden,
bases are loaded
for the 4th time tonight. Tonight, ACT bases loaded everywhere, and the impressive Wright, who went deep to left centre last time with a great shot that fell in between Jorgensen and Benithan out at left centre, has another opportunity This is the ACT. They keep on getting these opportunities. They just need that one more shot. At 2 out and 11-1, we're in mercy, which means that the ACT are going to need to score 4 to force it into a 7th.
Yeah, first thought was correct, wasn't it? She was going for it and then changed her mind.
Ruby's got to relax here now. She's got 1 strike on, 2 balls.
No need to rush.
Nope.
Good mix. Adams behind the plate would be used to seeing Ruby. Obviously, Falcon teammates back in the C-Max Premier League in South Australia. So, bases loaded. Right. Drops down on it. Fidge not generating a huge amount of pace for Wright to work with. She's going to have to create most of the momentum here. So, 2 out, South Australia 1 for the night, for the game win. ACT needing 4 to carry it on. Fouled again out on the outside.
Ruby working hard here. Full count.
Over the plate, Wright goes out to the left side. Adams jumps out in front of the plate. Scott comes over, having a chat to the young South Australian pitcher, daughter of the state MVP in the grand final, Millie, over at the University of Hawaii. 2 out, full count, bases loaded. And it's high. And the ACT get one of those runs back as Wright gets her way up to first.
Ruby needs to start again here. Still way in front. 2 out, only need 1 more.
And this is Georgia Monday. She struck out in her first bat coming into the game, replacing Sam McCready. No, Sarah Nolan, sorry. Great change up by Fidge. And just like that, bases loaded. ACT, multiple base runners left on base tonight. 2 strikes, 2 out. Challenges her high. Mundy good enough to stay off it. But dust has kicked back up again, Lee. Wind starting to swirl.
Yep.
Another change up, but this time Monday sees it early and does a good job of staying off of it.
Adams blocking that ball well, keeping it in front of her, not letting that runner go.
Yeah, she's a great athlete. Adams can play a variety of positions, just an absolute superstar. Fidge challenges, it's gone down the first base line. Burr comes off and she's made the out. And they've got 1 run back, but unfortunately they had their opportunities with their base runners, but it wasn't enough for tonight, as South Australia have run out winners 11-2 and have booked themselves the 1v2 game at 10 o'clock. They will face defending champions Western Australia. On Diamond 2, the win means that Victoria have now made it through, and they now play New South Wales for the right to go through to play the loser of Queensland SA. The winner of Queensland SA goes straight through and gets a break between the 2 games. It's going to be about 30 degrees here tomorrow, so that could be a very, very important first win, but an impressive night by South Australia.
Yes, well done to the girls. Some very good batting there. It was great to see some aggressive turns at bat there. But, you know, I think Taylor and Georgia and Hayley did their jobs tonight as batters 1, 3 and 4. And even Maddie at 2. Fantastic. Great to see, and well done to the girls. Looking forward to seeing how they go tomorrow.
Player of the night, Kylie?
got to give it to Georgia. You know, pitching that well and hitting the ball like she did. Fantastic. But, you know, Taylor just misses out as far as I'm concerned. Hitting, what's that, 4 for 4?
Yeah.
Fantastic hitting.
No, it was a great night by her. I mean, everybody knows I'm a Hood fan. Chillingworth for me, obviously great in the field, great night. Mr. Terrific, final words for the night?
Yes, comprehensive win, wasn't it, for the red team? Turned out to be, they started well ACT, but just couldn't score, just couldn't take their opportunities. When they presented themselves, they just couldn't nail it. Yeah.
Great job by South Australia. Great job by Spacequake Sports tonight. Tomorrow, they're going to televise all 3 games of the National Under-23 Championship Finals as they players battle for the Joyce Leicester Shield. We'll be back online tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you to the Spacequake team. Thank you to Lee. Thank you to Kylie. That's a great first effort. Told you it wasn't that hard. You said if I can do it, anybody can. We will see you tomorrow.